Hey guys, it's Dr. Heyer from Holistic Health. Today is Tuesday, September 22nd. I hope this video finds you doing well, and I hope you enjoyed the beautiful weather today. Hey, just following up to our videos from last week about chiropractic. Today, we had a bunch of questions about acupuncture. What it is, what does it work with, and how does it work? Well, I have a real simple way of explaining that, and acupuncture is electric. And in order to explain that more, we kind of need to explain how the body works. And an analogy I like to use is this flashlight. This flashlight doesn't have any batteries. In fact, it has a crank. And when you crank that crank, you turn a generator that creates electricity that makes the light burn or makes the light bulb bright. You're like that. And in our body, in our joints, in our knees, our hips, our vertebrae, we have nerve endings called mechanoreceptors. And every time we move, we're creating electricity that sends stimulation up to our brain. Our brain is like a battery. It stores that energy and then it redistributes it and uses it for other things. So if I want to make my arm curl, my brain fires my nerve to make my muscle contract. My brain controls my digestive system, makes my heart beat, makes all the functions work in my body. But what does that have to do with acupuncture? We'll come on over here to this board here. And you can see a drawing of this individual guy here on the board with a bunch of dots and a bunch of lines. Well, like I said, that brain stores the energy and then fires down through a nerve to make my arm curl. Any electrician will tell you that if there's a current running through a wire, there's a magnetic field around it. Well, just like that wire on the wall that has a current running through it, when a nerve has current running through it, there's a magnetic field around it as well. Now, we can call it an EMF, we can call it a meridian, we can call it an aura, we can call it a channel. I don't really care what you call it. It does exist, and I can give you an example. Here are 3 pictures underneath this chart of 3 different items. Now, just like we have infrared cameras and can take a heat signature of an animal or a person, there's this type of photography called Carrillion photography that can take an energy picture of an individual or an item. This happens to be the energy field of a leaf that fell off of a tree. I bet you know what that is. That is the energy signature of a handprint. And this is a piece of broccoli cut in half, and you can actually see little light sparkles coming off, and that's the energy from the broccoli coming off. So I don't care if you call it a meridian or a channel or an aura, what have you, but there's energy running through the body. I know some people think that sounds a little woo-woo, but science has shown that it's true. Now, what's this got to do with how do we affect the body with that? Well, if I said this building has energy running through it, that doesn't sound too weird because we know somewhere there are wires, but we can't always see them. But we can see the effects. Lights on. I'm sorry, light was off, light's on now. And we can see the effects by turning the electricity on and off. Well, how do we tap into the power in this building? Well, we use an outlet, right? If I want to plug in a laptop or a vacuum cleaner, I look for an outlet, I tap into it. And that's exactly what an acupuncture point is. It's an outlet that we can tap into to build up the chi or the energy within the body. So another way I like to explain it is acupuncture is electric. It's kind of like your cell phone. Does your cell phone work best when the battery's run down and almost out, or when your battery's on a full charge and good to go? Of course, when it's got a full charge. And so does the body. So let's come back over here. So acupuncture is very, very effective for helping many conditions, like relieving pain and aches. Obviously, as a chiropractor's office, we see a lot of that in the office. But we also have patients come to us with other problems, like autoimmune issues like MS or multiple sclerosis. Ladies come to us with female issues, menopause hot flashes, menstrual issues, even infertility. So acupuncture can help with the physical, the musculoskeletal types of aches and pains, but it can also help with more of the visceral kind of autoimmune kind of issues. And I know that people always want to know, does it hurt? How big are the needles? Folks, most people don't even feel the needles at all. In fact, they come in these sterile little packets. They are used one time. I'll show you just how small these little guys are. They're maybe a hair or 2 thick. They only go 1 millimeter or 2 into the skin. They're used one time, and then they're disposed of properly, and they're never used again. And even though most people do very well with the needles, they don't have a lot of discomfort, there are just some people who aren't comfortable with needles. And that's okay, we've got you covered as well. Because we have a second method that is needleless and painless that we can use to help you from an energetic perspective. we have a machine called a BioCleanse foot bath, where we have a bucket of water, we put the patient's feet in, and we have a very special probe, a very special array that we put in there that creates a magnetic field that draws toxins out of the body, but it also stimulates acupuncture points in the feet and the ankle and gives a full body acupuncture session, but without any needles. And what have people noticed? They have a lot more energy. They've actually come back and said, Doc, I had so much energy that night, I couldn't sleep. I got up, I started cleaning, I started vacuuming, I started organizing my refrigerator. They had a lot more energy, as well as dealing with the other health issues. So just to recap, acupuncture is electric, and we do use an electric form of acupuncture. And for those of you who don't like needles, we have a needleless method as well. So if any of this has intrigued you, or you know somebody, or you're thinking of somebody as we're talking about this, please like our posts, share our posts, forward our emails. We'd love to help you or your friends and your loved ones. So signing out, this is Dr. Heyer from Holistic Health. Have a great night.